Yo, what up, Street Gods? Eric Kim. Alright, some more turbo thoughts for you. So this one is the philosophy of the body. So the only thing which is real and exists is your body. So if you did a 3D LiDAR scan of your body, this 3D mesh flesh is your body. It's you, right? And nobody could force you to do a certain something with your body without your permission, right? And it's my personal belief that, at least in America, right, one should be allowed to do with their body whatever one wants to do, whether it be quote good or bad. So, you know, if a woman wants to, you know, do something with her body, she should be allowed. Same thing with a man. Or, you know, if you're trans or, you know, whatever, anyone and everyone should be allowed to do as they kind of wish, right? So that's the first thought. Second thought is, why is everyone trying to police or control the bodies of others? I mean, I think part of it is like kind of a quasi-religious, moralistical, ethical one. The Victorian notions of, like, you know, notions of sin and what's proper, what's improper. Cindy taught me this really good word called comportment, which means essentially controlling how people carry and hold their bodies. So for example, if you're a girl, right, you're taught to cross your legs, to, you know, not, you know, spread eagle in public, whatever, right? You know, for the fear that people are gonna look up your panties. But then I'm like, if I had a girl, like, I wouldn't let her wear a skirt. Just wear some leggings or like some pants, just like a boy or a kid or a girl. And that's where I'm all for the quote gender neutral clothing. It's just like, if I had a girl, I'm like, you know, put the girl in, like, you know, stupid like Frozen pink clothes. Like, to me that just looks unaesthetic. But then again, also with colors, it shouldn't be gendered so much too, because, you know, Seneca wears pink and I think it looks good on him. I mean, imagine, remember Kanye, right? Pink polo and backpack, real back, right? So even in high school, right, I still remember this one dude, right? Like, he kind of the handsome, cool guy at school, showed up in a pink polo, and was like, what? Guys could wear pink and not be gay? What? Like, people were so shocked, right? So with fashion, greater act of courage to do something non-mainstream and unpopular than to just follow the crowd, right? So whenever something becomes normalized, it ain't fashionable no more. What takes more courage is to do something that's kind of opposite, right? Like when's the last time you seen a dude wear just a white t-shirt and blue jeans? Gotta bring that back, right? Better yet, just don't wear clothes, right? So the body is kind of the epicenter of everything. So I believe in the soul as kind of more of a, you know, a combination of your muscles, sinews, electrical impulses in your body, your brain, your whatever, your organs, your stomach, your tongue, your brain, your ears. But I don't believe in an immortal soul. So I think once you die, your soul also dies, which is kind of the most blasphemous thing that you could say. Like, why does everyone even want an immortal soul? I think people are just scared of death, right? But then one of the things I learned most useful, I think, from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, however you pronounce his name, is people are not afraid of death. They are afraid of the pain associated with death. But the funny thing is, once you die or once you're dead, right, you don't feel pain no more, right? So So don't worry about that, right? And I think that's where Stoicism is useful. Read Seneca's The Shortness of Life, etc. Is once you've conquered the fear of death, there's nothing really that could kind of hold you back. So when people try to get you to do things, don't do. Like, okay, I'll give you an example, right? People always try to get you to eat certain foods, right? Like, oh, here's some bread, or here's some carbs, or here's a cake or dessert, right? People, oh, I made it for you. Please have it, right? You have the choice to eat it or not. I mean, it just depends, right? Like, if you want to be polite, you could eat it. Just eat a little bit. Usually, if somebody makes something which is outside of my dietary regimen, usually I'll at least take a bite just to show them gratitude and tell them it tastes really good, but tell them I don't eat carbs or sugars. With cake, I'm just like, no, I don't eat cake. It's just whatever. And it's funny because, like, you could lie. You could be like, it's against my religion to eat cake or sugar. No one will take you seriously, but I mean, technically Jewish people and the Muslim people are super halal, and the kosher food stuff, right? Like, if you want to know if a food is kosher or not, look at the label. If there's that random U, it's a kosher. Even something that Nassim Taleb taught me is we've all been eating kosher food and we didn't even know it, right? Because it's easier to just make everyone kosher than to have food that's non-kosher. That's like the same thing is, like, if you have like a dinner party, right? Especially if you're in the Bay Area, right? There's probably going to be at least 1 or 2 vegans or vegetarians in the room. So it's just easier to make everyone a vegetarian dish than a meat dish. It's funny, it's like in the Bay Area or in academic circles, you're not allowed to say you like meat. It's like saying I'm a barbarian. But then again, being a barbarian, I think is a good thing. But anyways, so yeah, anyways, with your body, right? Like, you just have to have courage. Just, step for yourselves. Like, somebody, like, let's say you're trying to lose fat, right? And then let's say your significant other cooks you things which make you fat, right? And then there's like, I made you this cake, or I made you these donuts, or I made you these carbs, and say I don't want to eat it, right? Then one must have the courage to piss off their partner, their love partner, whatever. And I think still the problem in America is, like, we are actually people pleasers, and it's kind of a notion, like, you don't want to be disrespectful. Like, even in Asia, right? Like in Korea, like, I don't eat rice, right? People offer me rice, I'm like, no, I don't eat it, right? Like, at this point, I don't even eat rice to be polite no more. I just don't eat rice, right? And I kind of explain to myself, I don't want to get fat, whatever. But yeah, people should also respect. Like, it's so funny, right? Because when people cook you a nice meal, right? Are people doing it because they genuinely just want to cook you a nice meal? Or are they doing it because they want you to congratulate them how good it tastes, right? If one did in fact care about your dietary nutrition physiology, right? One would be okay if one decides to eat something or not. Like, so for example, if I cook Cindy something and she don't want to eat it, I'm like, that's cool, just, I'll eat it, whatever, right? So similarly speaking, just don't force other people to eat what's against their own will or whatever. And also the thought too is one should also not proselytize one's approach. You could explain to what you like. I don't eat breakfast, lunch. I didn't intermittent fasting. I just eat one big ass dinner a day, mostly meat. Just explain to people. Don't be like, you must do what I do. That's quite. That's what they call tyranny. And this is where I distrust a lot of vegetarians or vegans who are too moralistic, who says everyone should be a vegetarian, everyone should be a vegan. I'm like, that is like the Donald Trump of dietary thinking. It's like kind of like the inner tyrant, right? One should be open-minded and allow anyone to do whatever one pleases.